Welcome back. It is Sunday. I'm finally home after my long-winded trip. I'm tired, but I'm good.
Sunday fun day.
It's Sunday fun day.
Turning the pages that we haven't turned yet.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. So, yeah, I'm home. I went to Gettysburg. I went to Rainworth Lodge. I went to Fairfield County Infirmary, the State House that's owned by Bree and Nick. Where else did I go? The Hoover House. I went to Water Sanitarium. So check out our social medias. I'm posting all the videos and all the photos and everything from those crazy few weeks that started off at Broadhead Manor. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now?
Like
crazy.
3?
Yeah, something like that. Crazy. But we are back together. We are here. We are with amazing guests tonight. I just showed the video of Cross the Line Paranormal. I met these boys at Booze on the Battleship last April, and we've become really good friends. So I'm super excited to have them on tonight. But how are you, Alicia?
I'm good. Just really, really keeping busy, and got some exciting information coming up that we will be posting about. I don't know quite sure the timeline yet, but for those of you that are listening, you guys will soon be able to investigate a new haunted location.
Yeah, and Alicia has to get me there before they open it. No, just kidding.
Yeah, you know I will.
I know you will.
We already got Nick Simons in there, so
yeah, I kind of feel left out that he went before I did, but it's okay. He lives
in the area.
I know. I give you a hard time. But before we continue, I do want to shout out one of our sponsors as I go through a product on the ground. I got a Creepy Crate box from Creepy Crates on my trip. Super great products. This is the $55 box. Just to show kind of what you could get in their boxes. Like I have dirt from Bathsheba's grave. I have a piece of wood from Lizzie Borden. They throw in some items from haunted locations around the world. They have a bunch from the Demon House out in Indiana. You'll get possibly a book. You'll get photography. You'll get jewelry, crystals, incense, a bunch of stickers. So please go out and support Creepy Crates. They have amazing products. They also make paranormal equipment. So just had to do that little shout out to Brett and Mandy because they have amazing products. So please go out to Creepy Crate and check out their mystery boxes and their paranormal equipment. They have some great stuff available for everyone on their website. But so I just had to do that because I finally got my Creepy Crate box and I was so excited. It comes in this big white box. It's creepy. They even have a creepy doll one. Like I was going to get the creepy doll one. I'm like, nope, not doing that. My daughter will take it and use the dolls themselves, so it's okay. But I think the next event you have is one of us in Iowa, right?
It's at the 1861 Masonic Lodge in Keithsburg, Illinois, in September 20th.
Yeah. And then the one in October, you have the Benton County Historical Society event, which sadly I will not be at anymore. So please, if you're in Iowa, Illinois area, go out and see Alicia. She'll be there promoting Unturned Pages and Eternal Paranormal. I will be at Scarefest that weekend. I was asked to come out and help, and I couldn't pass up the offer to go to Scarefest because why not? Like, it's one of the biggest events in the country in October, so I'm super excited to head out to Lexington and do that and hang out with some cool people like Dave Schrader. There's like all the people from Elm Street, Kane Hodder and a whole bunch of other amazing people will be there. So I'm super excited. Joshua, oh my God.
Yeah, I see that.
Says I'm on the toilet eating Taco Bell. Okay, you definitely do that, mister. Like, hello. Derek says, I won't be at the Heritage House either, but I will be doing the Granger House. See, I'm sad. I won't be able to join you guys on that investigation, but that's okay. We have more investigations for 2026 together, so it's okay.
Yep.
But like I said, we have some amazing guests on tonight. We have the men/boys across the line paranormal. We have James, we have Brandon, and David. So let's bring them up. I had Brandon first, and then James.
How you doing?
And then we have David. How are you, boys?
Hi, guys.
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
And how are we boys? Where's this boys thing coming in? We're all over 40.
Okay, but
You gotta be.
James, you act like a boy because you cause trouble. The other ones could be men. But James is not. He acts like a child, so he is still a boy.
You can't prove it.
Sure.
You gotta be so tall to be a man.
He's a big child.
Shut up, David. Brandon. See, they look like I get confused sometimes.
She left me.
She left you all alone, Alicia. So what shall we talk about, Alicia?
I like salad. Do you like salad? No, I'm just kidding. Taco Bell.
Hit that on Joshua.
Where are you guys from? You guys asked me, so I get to ask you.
Georgia. I'm Georgia. These two gentlemen are Florida, North Florida. Brandon's in BFE Madison, and David is in St. Augustine, Florida.
Nice.
Thanks for coming back, Jenny.
Sorry, my child had to have my attention for a minute. Sorry, my child was having a freak out.
We were having a great conversation with Alicia. You interrupted.
We were talking about salads, Jenny.
Talking about salads? Wow, that's a great conversation there, you guys. Great conversation there.
We were just letting her know where we were actually from. So yeah, I'm South Georgia, and they're both North Florida, basically. And
James is the odd one out. He has to be in Georgia while the other two are in Florida.
I know. It's horrible.
What got you guys into the paranormal individually at the beginning?
David said he had to back out. His internet is acting up. He's going to come back in.
Okay. Cool.
What got me? I mean, ever since I was little, experiences I had, my family never shied away from the paranormal. They always told me, fear the living more than fear the dead. Just in experiences I had when my grandfather passed when I was like 12. And then, of course, the OG Ghost Hunter shows came on, and that just, I was like, went from being, I don't want to say scared, but, as a kid, just freaked out by it when stuff would happen in our house to, wow, you can investigate this stuff. And that really just piqued interest with the original shows, and just kind of went from there. And I didn't ever really follow through, other than going like cemeteries, never really followed through too much until I got way older and could afford some stuff, equipment and stuff. And just kind of went from there. I did some solo stuff for a while, and then got on with this team, and then went on for a while, and eventually took this team over, and just been doing it ever since. And I'll let Brandon tell you a little bit about him.
Nice. You're gonna hush your mouth and let me speak? Yeah, it was back when like 2010, 2012. That's right. I'm done. That's it. No, I was skeptical about paranormal, and I met a good friend of mine, and she was trying to get a team together and joined up with Across the Line Paranormal, like in 2012 or around in there. And I didn't meet James until later on because I was in and out because of my work and my schedule. And so I've been with them for a good long time, and I've been hoping that somebody come along like myself that debunks everything and try to get good evidence. But James wasn't good enough, so we had to pick up David. That's MIA right now. And since we've been together, since we've been together and picked up David, we're like three lost brothers that gets on each other's nerves and cuts the fool.
Yes, we do.
James just the youngest of the group of the three of us, so he's like the baby brother.
No, David's younger than me by like 2 months.
Is he?
Yeah.
It must be the beard that throws him off.
You're like the granddad of the group.
Oh, shut up! I can't have it. I'm over 6'3".
AK, he's known as Bigfoot, so he's okay.
Oh no, he ain't over 50 yet.
Hey, I'm still sexy. Look at that.
Oh God.
Okay. He don't own a mirror. I
don't own a mirror.
Cheers, David. Hopefully he's back and he can hear us now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Unfortunately.
Jeez. I know, right? But it was lagging. I couldn't hear. Jenny was like, the entire time.
Oh,
tell the kids to get off the phones. That's probably what's slowing.
That's right.
You're slowing down.
In slow mo, like you typically do. So
you did slow mo.
Sorry about that.
Oh, God. So we were just talking about what got us all
It's
into
doing it
the
again.
paranormal.
I'm gonna do my phone. I'm gonna come in on the phone. Hold on.
James, who does he sound like?
Huh?
What?
Who does David sound like?
Like a
right now?
Like a celebrity or what?
No. There you go. It's my mini-me.
Oh, God.
And Brandon works on the internet. That's the sad part. He installs internet.
Oh boy.
Climbs
we should know about
holes.
this then.
Yeah.
Nothing
What's
better
that, Jenny?
Nothing better than deep fried tacos and unturned pages podcast. Hell yeah. Oh, it's animals in the chat.
I like keto tacos.
Keto tacos.
It's basically fried cheese made into a shell, and they fry everything in it.
Okay, David, can you hear us now?
Yeah,
let's try this.
They're yum.
Let's try this. So
It's still ugly.
I know. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me that. I'm well aware.
I gotta say, David looks the best of all three of you. Or all three of you, so he's better than anyone.
Don't just because you two are the same height, don't go kissing his ass.
I have to say, David and Brandon are the best two looking of the three of you. So,
just saying.
Ouch.
Just saying.
Wow.
I think you all look good.
Burn.
Hi, Sydney. How are you?
The battleship.
Oh, jeez.
You know how to swim, Jenny?
What?
You haven't fun yet?
Oh yeah, having fun. Yep, 100%. So, David, what got you into the paranormal in the beginning?
I will say it was Unsolved Mysteries. So as a very small kid, that was one of my favorite shows, and Unsolved Mysteries is kind of what got me into it. But it was only really like the UFO, paranormal, ghosts, anything like that. Then that was me. But the true crime and everything, that's definitely my wife. That's up her alley. But anything, that's what really got me into it.
Awesome. Now we'll talk about tacos in the chat. What's new about this? Josh
Animal,
comes
we're
in
done.
and we talk about tacos.
No, we're done, Animal. All right, like we're not turning this into a taco / pooping thing. I'm not really sure.
We're not on the Animal File podcast tonight. We're on Turn Pages. We don't talk about poop and tacos all night long like Animal does. So love you, Animal, but
Much love, brother.
So, David, did you have any paranormal experiences then? Or it was just the shows that started it out for you and then you ventured out and went on some ghost hunts or ghost tours?
His paranormal experience was his, take your hat off, David. His hair ghosted him.
Oh my God.
James, we're not going to talk about all the dead rappers in your pantry there, bro. I'm just kidding. No, actually, I believe my grandparents' house in Prescott, Arizona, had something in it. There was a mirror at the end of this hallway, and I'll never forget it. Both my brother or I, we would never want to go down that hallway at night or anything like that. You know, just that feeling. But for the longest time, we thought we would see somebody walk past and our parents would be dead ass asleep. But again, we never really saw anything like that, but it was just always out of the corner of the eye. But that was when we were, I would say, between 8 and 12 years old when they lived in Prescott. But that was probably the first time that I had experienced that. But it wasn't until really my adulthood that I went on all the paranormal stuff and paranormal tours. Like my wife and I, whenever we travel, we love to kind of go do the paranormal tours and the ghost tours just to kind of see what's around and what they say. And if you're in Savannah, I know every single story, so I know when you're lying. Just saying, throwing it out there. But nevertheless, it's been a passion for a very long time, and to do this venture with these two guys and the whole team has been, I mean, just obviously growth in the paranormal field. So I love these two. I mean, we go back and forth like brothers. And like I said, in numerous, you don't want to see the chats because it's even worse. And that,
I know all about that.
And those stats you guys have. Oh my God.
Yeah, we have to keep it clean for the internet.
Very much so. But that's why we don't record in the car. We need to start, but we haven't found a platform that's safe. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you found TikTok to be safe.
Yeah. Can't do it on TikTok. Can't do it there, especially with what we talk about.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's just a good old time. And it really is. Like, I love the journey. I love the process of it all and the travel and, you know, and getting to the locations, the hypeness of it. But then also too, it's the experiences with each other. You know, I mean, there's so many memories in a very short amount of time. That we have together, so it's just been an amazing experience all over.
Absolutely,
100% agree.
I know somebody just asked a question. What is all of your guys' crazy experience you've had so far? Craziest experience you've had.
Who wants to go first?
Waking up in the hotel with them two in the bed together. Oh, you will?
We're going to start off with that, I guess.
Jesus.
I mean, this was PG. This is supposed to be PG.
Paranormal.
Between us.
Paranormal experience.
that was paranormal. They was paired up and it's normal.
There was a pillow between us. Okay. I was on the edge of the bed. So I guess I'll go first. What?
Never mind. I was going to say something. I don't know if it's safe for this page, but go ahead. Sorry, James.
I guess my most amazing experience, and I can tell everybody, Waverly Hills, not this recent trip, but the trip prior, saw a female hospital patient 10 feet from me, solid as me and you. She looked like something out of The Ring. I only saw her from the waist up because my wife was kind of blocking her lower half. I could tell her skin was gray. Her hair, because I could see part of her arm, She had a hospital gown on with little emblems on it, and had black hair covering most of her face. There was a little bit of a split, but I didn't see any facial features or anything. And it was after we come out of the what called the body shoot down the hall, and right by on the first floor of the women and men's restrooms is where I saw her at. And it happened fast. I turned around, saw her, screamed like a little girl, and turned away. And she was, "Hey, Rose," and she was gone. And so that was, and on our audio playing it back, because I didn't have a camera and I was just live listening on the audio, my wife heard something dragging behind us. So I feel like she was following us down that hallway, however far. And then when I turned around, she was there. And now on this trip here, which I'm still working on the video, I asked if she remembered me, and we got on the recorder. It sounds like it said yes. But then I asked, did you want to tell me your name? And David didn't hear it. I heard it. Micah and Courtney from Ghost Coast Paranormal heard it. Disembodied female voice that said no. So it's really cool. It was almost a year apart, but she still interacted with me or us. And so that was my really amazing full body apparition. I've been doing this almost 20 years, and that's the first time I've actually seen something like that.
Wow. Cindy asked, in reference to your story, how did she make you feel when you saw her? Scared? That is insanely cool.
I wouldn't say scared. In the moment, it was more like just shocked because I wasn't expecting somebody to be standing there. So it was more like I turned, saw her, and went, "Oh shit," and turned away because it just reaction is just like defensive mechanism, and I didn't feel scared or anything like that. After I got my senses and realized what I saw, it got more. Oh wow, I can't believe I saw that. It was really cool. And so yeah, I wouldn't say scared so much, just more shock.
What about for you or Brandon or David, whoever wants to go first?
Go ahead, Brandon.
Oh, you're so kind of sweet. Beauty before age.
I don't think that's how that goes. Go ahead.
Mine was out there in Penhurst in the tunnel when I had a guy that took over my body, when Mr. Cameraman down there below me, all up in my face. And then it was kind of weird to see myself, how I react to it, because I don't even remember it. I was down there and I was crying because I know that James was going to speak of that, crying. So yeah, that was one of my experiences right there that really hit me.
So you were picking up the spirits' emotions there, you feel like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's cried twice. He's cried Penhurst, and then he cried at Hamilton. So he may be some kind of empath. I don't know. But he has picked up emotion 2 different times unexpectedly. The first time he did it, he was actually doing Estes method or Delco. You had to, I can't remember because you started crying. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was using the Delco session, and I got that first one with a woman. I can't remember if it was a woman or a girl, but it was like a female. But the second one in Penhurst was the strongest one I felt.
It was a male touching you.
No, that's David.
Yeah, that's David. I feel that like my craziest experience was Waverly Hills 13 years ago, so I totally understand that. But yeah, when you get those experiences and those emotions, it can be very overwhelming. So
it can be, because we got it on the EVP when it says help, and right then that's where I don't even remember after that. Oh, because wow. I threw my hand up like that, trying to warn everybody, like, hold on, wait, and then that's the last thing I saw and remember. until
wow.
James played it back for me. And he didn't want to get me out of there, thanks to my partner in crime in the corner down there that took me out of there because James was like one of them camera crew with cops all up in your face.
That does not surprise me.
It doesn't surprise anybody, really. To be honest
I was
with you.
in the moment. I didn't want it to end.
There was a moment.
I wanted to keep the experience.
The moment, all right.
There was a moment.
Well, let's
He
not
had to get out of there.
David.
What's
Let's
that?
not talk about your moment. Your moment at Penhurst in the Porta John.
Oh God.
There was a couple at Penhurst. Okay. All right. So let's just go ahead and get started. I saw probably one of the darkest shadow figures I've ever seen at Penhurst, down in the Mayflower basement. So in the Kings area. Didn't really. It took me a second. I was like, oh fuck, I'm sorry. Oh crap. There's a shadow figure. But the other kind of unexplainable, what was really cool was James had the camera pointing down the Kings area, but
Brandon.
But what we heard, at Brandon, but what we heard was disembodied voices. It was a couple of voices going back and forth in the hallway towards like the staircase and back where the boiler room was and everything else. And they were going like loudly, like James and I both heard it, and we thought it was another team. And then we looked towards the staircase, and it looked like there was a flashlight that was coming down the staircase. It was moving, and we thought it was the Haunting Angels coming down. We thought it was another team that was coming down the stairs, and lo and behold, they were in the tunnel system on the other side underneath the Devon building. So they weren't even near us. So that was really cool. And, obviously the Porta John experience, that's always at the top of James's list. Apparently, I don't know why he wants to think of me in the bathroom, but but no, I had my hunting light underneath my armpit using the restroom, and all of a sudden, like, it started to really heat up, and I'm like, okay, this is really strange. My hunting light doesn't get that hot, and so I walk out, and I see Brandy over there, and I was like, Brandy, look, I'm not trying to take my shirt off for you or anything, but I feel something right here. And at first there was 2 scratches going down my side, and then as she was talking, the third one came. That was from the Porta John, near the tunnel entrance to the tunnels. So but yeah, no, Penhurst, I want to go back so bad, and because that was just an amazing place. And
non-stop activity.
In terms of trauma and everything else that happened there, absolutely, heart goes out. Nothing like that should happen to a human. But the experience, just nonstop activity from the moment we got there, because we were just setting up. I was walking in, and it sounded like footsteps either running up or down the stairs, and it was funny because I always made a joke. I made a TikTok one time. I'm like, why are they always running? You know what I mean? Like, why are you always hear it running? I thought it was just me being stupid, but then, obviously I heard it. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe I should eat my own words there. But nevertheless, it was, just broad daylight, hadn't even started yet, and running up the stairs in the Mayflower building. So Mayflower I could probably spend the entire night there, and you would probably get really decent activity there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I did Penhurst during their Paracon, like the public investigation in the Paracon, and we got a ton of stuff at Mayflower. We got a ton of stuff in the tunnels, but I want to go back for a private. Like, I want to do a private at super bad.
Yeah, you don't get a whole lot of time though. I think that's the only downside to it, is you don't get a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
We caught a nice disembodied voice in the tunnel. It was in the Devon building basement, but it was in one of the rooms that lead to the tunnel system. They have all the mannequins in sheets. Yeah. And I made a TikTok on it, but that you can go see it. So I got a microphone on my hat, and it's tied to David's cell phone, and David's over in Candyland. And I walk into the mannequin room, and I'm just like, holy shit, no. And was Well, Brandon comes walking in. He's like, "Oh my God! If one of these move, I run." Well, then you hear a voice goes, and I heard it with my ears. You lie! And I was like, "Did anybody say that?" Well, the microphones picked it up, and it was on. And Brandon or David was live, and his live picked it up also. That voice, and so that was pretty wild. I mean, that place was nonstop. It was insane.
Yeah. Yeah, even the K2s was going off on the mannequins, on some of the mannequins. I don't like mannequins. I don't like the dolls either.
Me either. James loves them. But the one thing that I think charged the entire thing is we actually chased Hurricane Beryl up to Pennhurst the entire ride. So
storm chasers
of Hurricane Beryl. And that is what I think really charged the location. Just because, again, it was nonstop activity going up there because it was just us constantly laughing and picking at one another. We get there and it was kind of the same until we started, and then boom, nonstop activity because that place was the infirmary was completely flooded. You could not even go in there when we were there. It was absolutely just flooded out. Yeah. So, but by the end of the night, just for all you beginners out there, don't wear Hey Dudes. You know what I mean?
Don't wear Hey Dudes to
because my socks, I think, were glued to my feet for at least 2 days after that.
Jungle Rock.
Yeah, pretty much. It brought back memories from Desert Rock to Jungle Rock. But no, it was Pennhurst would probably be the most memorable experience, but I go back to like the first episode that we filmed at Hamilton where we all started together as like probably one of the best experiences as well, so that was probably one of the best experiences is just us actually starting to investigate with one another.
So that was at Pennhurst was where you guys all started pretty much together then as a team? Like
Hamilton, actually.
Hamilton.
Sorry. So
Hamilton.
Yeah, Cross the Line Paranormal was established well before I got there. They have a whole team, great team as well. And but when we all started to investigate was at Hamilton County, but 2023 or 24?
Yeah, year ago. Well,
24. Just a little bit a year ago.
Oh wow.
So
yeah, we have a team of 8, but they like to stay more in the background. They don't really want to do podcasts or be on YouTube or any filming or anything. They just want to. They help with other stuff like art and this, that, and the other. If we need web page stuff done and all that, but they stay more in the background and just investigate. Where we investigate, but we also like to show our humorous side and our just our personalities and meet people and everything else. And
I wish that they would do it because they're badass people.
I know.
They're all great. They're freaking awesome people.
Oh yeah, I've seen their TikToks and stuff. So let's dive into your newest project. I'm gonna play this video real quick here, and then we can talk about it.
Okay.
Hopefully, we can play it.
I'll let David talk about it.
Yep.
This is David's brainchild.
So, David, start about where this idea came about and what people should expect from it. Because I know you just launched a episode of it on YouTube recently as well.
Yeah. Actually, the idea came to me from Booze on the Battleship. And we were driving home from Booze on the Battleship, and James and I were talking, and I'm like,
you guys have really helped me come out of a dark spot in my life, getting back into the paranormal and just kind of experiencing something new, getting me out of my element, because it was always just like this, boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. And, show up, do this, go home. And there was really nothing else beyond that. As far as like experiences that I truly enjoy and getting back into the paranormal, it was just me and James going back and forth on TikTok, sending us stuff. And, and then I made a video about, wanting to be a part of a team. Nobody reached out. And so it took one reach out to say, yeah, we have an investigation. Why don't you come on out?
I felt sorry for him.
Yeah, he always says that. He didn't feel sorry. Okay. He saw the majestic beard and he was like, yeah, this bro looks cool. But no, we were coming back from Booze on the Battleship, and I kind of just putting the ideas together about getting out there and putting our content out there. And it was, well, you've helped me. Well, why don't we try to help a community? There's already a lot of veterans in the paranormal community, more than you think and more than you know. Because I mean, even at Booze on the Battleship, I came across, I think it was six veterans on total. And so James and I were talking about, veteran suicide and things like that, and how can we help? And immediately, like, I just off the top of the dome, I was like, Echoes Veteran Project, EVP, it just kind of fit the narrative. And then we were like on YouTube searching, like, make sure this isn't used already, or because I know that I hadn't seen it or anything. But what we're doing and what we're aiming to do is get veterans that are interested in the paranormal out on an investigation. So all they do is show up. We will pay for the location for them. James is going to allow us to use his equipment and get the veterans out of their head. And it will be for veterans with PTSD and TBI that are physically able to actually do these locations. And then I will interview them as like, this is what you're going to experience here. This is what is there. Are you physically able to get up and down the stairs? Because there is no elevator, as we all know from Waverly. It took me a couple days to recover from that. But no, it's just another way for us to give back and, give veterans an experience. And because now they can go back into their communities, get involved in the paranormal community, and actually find some kind of relief from what they're experiencing. It gives them something to look forward to. Like, if you think about it, if you're going through a really bad time and you have an event that you're going to be able to go to, it gives you something to look forward to, so you're not stuck in your own thoughts and head and everything else that could be going wrong in your life. But when you show up to an event, automatically you forget it. You forget what's going on. And when you have a recorder in your hand, or a K2 or an EMF, whatever, it's you in that instrument, so it takes you out of your own thoughts and out of your own head. That's why we do it. We're there to experience something. The adrenaline is there. So that's another thing that veterans miss the most, the unexpected. Because like when we were overseas, or if we went outside the wire, you were already kind of in a mindset like, I may see some shit today. But it's the same concept when you go ghost hunting. I may see some shit today. You know what I mean? Right. So, but I don't know. It was just kind of like something that I had been thinking about. And then when I brought it up to James, he was like, oh yeah, absolutely. And then when Brandon woke up, he was like, yeah, count me in. And then Sasquatch face on, and then went back to sleep. So, but no, I mean, these two have really helped me a lot. And, I don't think that they know just how much they've helped me. And just getting me out into the community that is already accepting, because the veteran community is pretty accepting, except for the vet bros, I will say that. And now you have what I like to call paranormal bros too, the one that thinks that they're always right or something like that, create drama within this. We walk away from that very quickly, but yeah, no, it's really just to give veterans a chance to get out of their own element, get out of their current environment, because their environment will create narratives in their mind that will always stem negativity. And how do we curb that? Well, you give a veteran experience. That's all they want. They want an experience life. Ironically, the last thing I'll say on this is that nothing nothing has brought me closer to life than being closer to death. Right. So like you feel more alive when something is happening and chaotic and things like that. Same experience here. Like typically, I mean, you guys, Jenny, you met me at Booze on the Battleship. Like I walk with a cane about 75% of the time. But when we hit Pennhurst, my adrenaline was through the roof. I didn't need it. I was just making sure the walls were close to me everywhere I went. But it's like at the end of the damn night, like I told James, like I probably should have used my cane tonight because I was hurting. I was hurting bad. But no, it was.
He also said, "I'll stay up with you too while you drive," because we drove straight back.
I did stay up for like 2 hours.
Oh my god!
2 hours I stayed up.
2 minutes. We drove straight four of us. Yeah, 4 of us in the car. My wife and these two. Mm-hmm. And I drove. I made it to Washington D.C. before I started nodding off, and then Brandon took over for an hour, and then I had to drive the rest of it.
more than an hour. Come on now.
Well, see, there's a reason. Okay, I could barely feel my legs, so I don't. Like I said, I don't think you want me driving right now. I can barely feel it.
That could be dangerous. Yeah.
Oh, and I do, especially since she's in the chat, and I know she said she didn't want no credit for it, but I do have to give props to Mary Lynn. She actually helped create that cover art of the EVP project for me, and so I owe her a couple drinks for that.
Thank you.
She is a web graphic
Thank
designer.
you, Mary.
Yeah, Mary Lynn is amazing.
Thank you.
She is. So I definitely want to give her a shout out, and she's an awesome girl.
That's awesome. Thank you, David, also for your service and the thing that you guys are working on. That's amazing. That's deep. How do people hear about this to reach out to you guys, to join you guys?
So this is kind of like a project. So I've already have a really close, friends that I know that suffer from PTSD and TBI that we've already invited out. They've said, yep, count me in. And so we're going to be filming our next episode at Old South Pittsburgh and then Old Harriman Hospital. We're doing that in one weekend at the end of August. So I've got 2 brothers and a sister coming out for that. So they're extremely excited. As soon as we launched it, and because I have 2 separate TikToks. I've got Warrior AF and then Warrior Paranormal. Some people have found my Warrior Paranormal and then immediately like, dude, I love the paranormal. Count me in, and I could probably have 30 messages about, I want to do this. I want to do this. So I know that the interest is there, but I also want to be very selective with who I bring first, because I want to bring veterans in that have never done it before, that have never experienced it before, give them that, and then let them go back to their communities, become a part of this on their own teams or whatever. And then that way they can go back into their communities and have something within them. So, a lot of veterans do motorcycle clubs, stuff like that. Jeep clubs is big, apparently. Don't know why. All right. Jeeps aren't even that great. But James is a part of one. That's why I wanted to bring that up. But no, I think again, it's giving people an experience that have had already some pretty amazing experiences, but now they're left with something that they can't explain. And what can we not explain is the paranormal, right? So it's kind of just creating a puzzle, and it's giving veterans another outlook on life.
You're muted, Jenny. I see the lips moving, but nothing's coming out.
It's a mind show. Can you read it right? Before Mary Lynn disappears, you guys, if you're ever at an event with Mary Lynn and she's doing her paintings, get one. Oh, mine's upside down. Get a painting from Mary Lynn. You get to pick
I'm
the
gonna
color.
have to now. Damn.
Looks like a dragon.
I see a dragon. Also, there's like hidden penises in her paintings.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody at Gettysburg was like looking for the hidden penises in their pictures. So it was like a game of finding the hidden penises. But you guys, if you ever at an event with Mary Lynn and she's doing her paintings, get one done. They are amazing. You pick the color, you pick the sizes, but she does them all intuitively, and they're amazing and they're worth the cost.
She
definitely
said not intentionally.
Not intentionally. Everyone at Gettysburg, we found penises in it.
So she's putting on some kind of energy then.
What
That's
kind
a
of
trademark.
podcast is this?
The unturned page.
I guess we're not going to turn that page. I mean,
That is after hours baby. But
That page is stuck together.
go get your paintings
Well.
from Mary Lynn. They're totally worth it. She actually had to redo mine because somebody goofed up it at Broadhead, so she made me a
Had
second
too many
one.
penises in it.
I guess there's too many penises in it.
unturned penises.
Oh my god.
After she's had a couple shots after when she started painting those.
Yeah.
Right? But at Broadhead, she was busy all day from opening to close with doing her painting. So
Yeah,
The
she was
veiny
running.
veil.
Money was running.
She had to make different sizes. That took time.
Yep.
There wasn't just one. That's all.
She says I do intuitive paintings based on getting 3 colors from the person.
Let's talk about that.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
So she,
3 colors.
so did she do all women in these paintings, and that's maybe she's getting all the penises from all the women intuitively. What's on you, lady? What's on you?
Okay,
These
sorry,
minds.
Mary Lynn. I guess this took us to a whole new level. She did 22 paintings that day at
I
Broadway.
just turned about 20 pages.
But like Alicia says, I see the dragon. That's really cool. But yeah.
I see something big and black and long.
Okay.
PG-13 is rating for
James,
this.
we're going to talk about that next time we're together, next weekend. All right. We're going to discuss the infatuation aspect. Never mind. Go ahead.
I think we gave Mary Lynn some laughter for tonight.
Good. I love her. She's good, Pete.
I love Mary Lynn. She's amazing. Like
Mhm.
she is amazing. I know hopefully Michael Gigliano will be starting to film hopefully at the end of the month, depending if he gets his clearance from the doctor. But he's, as far as I understood, he's like a year advance of where he should be right now. Like his healing is about a year
Nice.
in advance.
Well,
I
the
was like,
man's a beast. You
the
see him in
man
the
is a
gym?
beast, right?
Hmm.
And he has all
Yeah.
these people praying and he's sending him healing and stuff. So
Yeah,
definitely.
well, I mean, at the same point, I almost tipped over putting socks on this morning, okay? And this, so I do talk a lot of shit for somebody that falls over a lot. I'm just letting y'all know now. So,
She says he is waiting to be cleared. As soon as he does, we hit the road and start filming
good.
for more seasons.
That's awesome.
Good.
I'm glad to hear about his recovery process.
So, you guys do any podcast on Thursday nights on TikTok? Go ahead and talk about that. And Dead Cry.
Okay, me.
Take 2.
Take
3.
3.
I was waiting for Brandon to speak up. But
It won't happen.
yes, we do a podcast. I guess you'd call it a podcast. It's on TikTok Live, basically, under the Cross the Line Paranormal page, and then but also Warrior Paranormal. He's tagged into it, and then Brandon, what's yours? Sasquatch
Bigfoot.
CLP or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sasquatch CLP.
And so yeah, we do a live every Thursday night at 8:30, and it's called Whiskey and Whispers, and we're all drinking spiced tea. So,
Mhm.
and I mean, I actually am right now, but
Same. Cheers.
and we talk about we talk about anything and everything from paranormal to just BSing. You know, we interact with people in the chat. Sometimes we bring people on the chat. Jenny, we brought you on a couple times.
Yep.
And we have a good time with it. That's what I don't know about that, but you know, we have a good time with it.
Take 5.
We love you. But yeah, we have a lot of fun with it. You know, lately because of the release of our EVP film video, we've had a lot of veterans chime in, and a lot of them have wanted to get on the chat live, and we've discussed, you know, their experiences or if they're wanting an experience and things like that. And so definitely has been a positive and is growing with that. So really excited for the whole thing.
That's
I really
awesome.
think, and it's really going to it's helped, you know, everybody, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think too, it gives people a platform to have questions, you know, and you know, it's just we're having fun, we're laughing, and then, you know, somebody will ask a question and we'll get serious for a second and answer it, and then we'll end it with a joke and we'll go on to the next. And you know, because what you see in that is like PG-13 to what we really are in real life, you know, in the car going to these places. Like when we went to Booze on the Battleship, you know, it was just us 3 in the car, and we were just kind of BSing the entire time. I was poking fun at Brandon. Brandon decided to put the Sasquatch on, you know, whole damn thing on, hang out the window and wave at cars and shit. And then obviously pollute my entire car with the hair that's still stuck in the fibers of the carpet. I had to explain to my wife, like, babe, it was Brandon's Sasquatch shit that this hair is everywhere. There was no blonde in my car. Okay.
Wow.
So, red hair, not a blonde.
No, it was blonde. Okay, it's sun bleached.
Wait, it wasn't from my suit then. It's all red.
It was. Dude, you're the one out there terrorizing local farms in Madison. It's sun bleached, okay?
Oh
that must been the wig that James had on the other night.
I don't know what you're
talking about.
My
wig.
Spell wig. No, I'm just kidding. Totally don't do that.
I'm gonna wear that up in Bucky's next time we go.
Well, please do.
I do have a picture. It's never hit the internet, but so for one of our friends' birthdays, we went to Topgolf in Jacksonville. Well, all the husbands had to dress up as women. All the women had to dress up as men.
Oh
God! Good thing I wasn't a part of that.
So
I'm glad I
want to see this photo.
It's not on my computer. It's on my phone. But yeah, it was talk about feeling uncomfortable walking into Topgolf. Then the bartender not wanting to wait on you. But then we wound up getting VIP treatment because they all thought it. Once we told them what we were doing, the staff thought it was awesome. And a buddy of mine, he missed the calling because he worked it. One guy hollered at him, "How much?" He said, "If you got to ask, you can't afford me." Just like,
oh, geez.
Yeah, it was longest. We were there 2 hours, and man, I was so ready to get out of there.
Oh
them high heels was hurting them feet.
I didn't
do G string. You had G string on too, did you? Brandy said you did.
Oh, Jesus.
I bet you had the crotches kind of on, you know, the NBC jingle every time you walked or some shit was going on down there. Just saying.
It's like,
oh, here comes James. Ding, ding, ding.
I think I had reddish hair. I can't remember.
No, trust me, we didn't have any hair.
But yeah, that was my moment of that. Won't do that again.
I mean, but Whiskey and Whispers, I think it just catalyst. It was just one of us, just because again, it's like I look forward to it every week.
Right.
You know, and I know Brandon does because he's like, hey, on Tuesday, he's like, are we on for Thursday? It's like, dude, it's only Tuesday. I don't know what Thursday is going to bring.
Wait a minute. If I don't do that, David, then James ain't going to inform us what's going on. He's going to leave us behind.
No, because he did start like 15 minutes early that one time and didn't tell us.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Didn't even say that he was getting on.
So, but yeah,
Well, I've been on for 15 minutes.
We do, like, I do miss the interaction that we have in between the investigations. So it was just kind of a way for us to also kind of get together and BS, but then also bring others in on our own BS and have fun and laugh with us. And, you know, we don't take ourselves too seriously. We really don't. So, oh, there it is.
Oh
No,
my
there it is.
God. That is amazing.
You know, I could probably have gone the rest of the evening and not have seen
Oh.
Right?
So which one was you, James? The on the end in the red?
He had to look. Which one was I?
Yeah, I was on the end. I had the black and white
Please
wig.
don't wear a
black
wig.
and red wig.
That's hilarious.
That is great.
Oh god.
James, you can wear
It's my buddy. You see, he missed his calling. He was one time he can't afford me. He missed his calling.
Well, James, the booth on the battleship Friday night, you get to dress like a woman.
No.
He will.
No.
Absolutely
Dress
not.
up as a woman, see how many people recognize you.
Jenny, I'm not driving 8 hours to see James dressed as a woman.
I done gave it back to Goodwill and I returned the wig. I bought it and kept everything and then returned it. I think it was expensive, like $35.
Okay, yeah, definitely return that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No.
So I was like, I got it for my wife and she didn't like it. So.
Oh my God. So many questions for little time. So what are some upcoming investigations that you guys have? I know you said Old South and Old Harriman. You guys will love Old South. I love that place. I haven't been to Old Harriman yet. Need to check that out. Have you seen the video that they just posted this week of what they?
Yeah, we're actually going to talk about it on Thursday. So
I see a little child running behind the one door, like across the doorway. I see a little child, but I'm like, now I want to go.
Send me a message to where you see that, because I think I may have an explanation for that. So send me where you think you saw that.
Okay.
So yeah, because I'm pretty intrigued with it. Now again, it's because I'm very big into debunking, very big into it. Because again, they're like, yeah, all the windows were closed and everything. Well, okay, was it though? You know what I mean? Because that was a pretty extensive movement. I mean, is it possible? Absolutely.
Right.
But yeah, let me know where you think. Send me a message, and then because we are going to talk about it on Thursday on Whiskey and Whispers.
Awesome. So you guys have Old Harriman, Old South. What other investigations?
We actually have one coming up this weekend. Undisclosed location. Aurora in the chat with Lone Wolf Paranormal. She actually got us access, and she'll be there too. Which me and my daughter did it last weekend, and it was insane. It's an old farmhouse that has it's been abandoned for many years, and they never allowed anybody in, and they had it boarded up and all that, and it's been sitting. And finally, a realtor bought it, and she's made some connections in that town where she got in contact with the realtor, and he's like, "Sure, yeah." And so we went in there, and from the time we got there, I know my daughter seen something that looked like a mimic. She said she saw Aurora's sister outside. It's a 125 years old house. She saw her sister outside, but then she said she disappeared behind the vehicle, and she went over there and she wasn't there. And hey, Wolfpack. And so she called me, and she's like, "Is her sister in the house or outside?" And I said, "Her sister's upstairs with us. We're all in this one room where they had old junk, and we were just looking at the old notes and bills and just trying to get time periods." And because it used to be a doctor owned the house, and then farmers before that. But and he did bring patients into the home. I found this. She just found this out and used the upstairs as like offices or medical rooms or whatever he did. But so we heard that. They heard singing outside from a little girl. Some of our investigation we were getting through the spirit box seemed like they were telling us a little girl drowned in the well that's right off the back porch. There's a deep well right there off the back porch. And so there was that. The wildest thing that happened to me, though, we were in the main staircase area. I had my camera pointed at the staircase with a tripwire and all that running up it and everything. And we were getting interaction. Well, I heard walking in the side room. There was a side room and then the doorway leading towards the dining room and kitchen. You could look down that long hallway and see into all those rooms. Well, I heard footsteps and I said, I hear footsteps over there. And then on the camera and recorder, you just hear me go, what the hell? And I go running into that room. Well, I saw a little red light that disappeared. I was like, maybe it was tail lights or something because we're close to the road. Well, out of nowhere, this orange glow started happening, and it was a weird. It was shaped like a lantern, but it was wide, like a pumpkin shape, and it looked like it was sitting on a table, and it was just a low glow, looked like a lantern, and it was there, and then all of a sudden something black moved and blocked it out, and that's when I was like, what the hell did I just see? And ran in there, and I realized there ain't no table in there either. There's nothing in there. And so that was wild. So I'm wanting to look at investing a camera to put on my head. So when I'm looking, I can possibly get which
they're called GoPros.
Vision. Well, yeah, I know those are expensive too. But the thing is, I don't believe night vision would have caught it. It was a you would have the camera had been in color, but also had been very good at night as far as getting as much light as possible because it wasn't bright. It was a dull lit lamp, what it looked like. And so that was wild to me to see. And so yeah, these two weren't able to make it last weekend. So she asked to talk to the new owner, and he agreed to let us come back because we told him how amazing David was, and Brandon is just going to be there. Just kidding.
Yeah, I can't wait to go.
The little girl singing, footsteps, all sorts of stuff. And
oh wow,
yeah,
even James wearing a dress.
James wearing a dress.
No more of that. But that we had that, and then we haven't really.
Like a bet. I think there should be a bet sometime soon. Like if he loses, he has to wear a dress and a wig. And I would probably throw some money for him to not win that contest. Just to see it happen.
Oh, Lord. Oh, and she also told the man who owns the house about that, what I've seen, and he said that people have reported seeing a lamp in the windows from the outside because nobody's been in this house before. We were the first ones to actually investigate in the house, and they have seen through the windows a lantern, and I don't know which windows, but I saw what was I'm assuming used to be the dining room.
Wow.
And,
that's actually one of the sightings that the law enforcement's been saying about that too, about the lantern light in the house. Wow. And it was good when James told me about that. It was good to piece that together from what the lawman back in my days was, and James telling me about that. That is pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, because Brandon was in law enforcement in that town 50 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
So
last question.
Show Andy Griffith, and we got Barney Fife. That was Brandon.
He was a little kid in that show. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh my god. He's a little kid.
It's a tall little kid.
Right? God. So question. Now that the news has come out, what are your thoughts on Matt Rife and his friend Elton buying the Ed and Lorraine's house and the museum? What are your thoughts on that?
David's mad because he didn't get to buy it.
It's not that I didn't get to buy it. Yeah. How do I put this in the best way possible? I'm still torn.
Put it that way. Like, okay, do I think that this is potentially a ploy? Yes. But do I think that it's also because he's very heavily interested in the paranormal?
Yes,
Matt
he
Rife is.
is.
So
Both of them are.
do I think that he's doing it out of a place of passion? Absolutely. But it's also potentially a moneymaker, right? So
Right.
I understand investor money making and everything else. So I'm torn on it. I think that well, never mind. I'm not going to say that about that creator either. Hold on.
I think, okay, my personal opinion, it could be a really good thing, like getting people to really see the items up and close. But having overnight investigations could be very dangerous. But giving people an idea of the items and seeing Ed and Lorraine's house is really cool. But for me, I would never spend the night there. I would do a tour, but I would never spend like the whole entire night there.
I don't mind spending the night there. I mean, again, it's not one of those things. I think too. It's just I just hope that it's coming from a place of purity. I hope that it's coming from a place of passion for the community. Because I mean, we already put so much money into doing this,
right?
And you know what I mean. So just making it somewhat affordable, because you already know once it catches on and people start doing it, those costs are going to start to go up. And then your average investigator may not be able to get in there and experience that, right? So, again, I think that if it's done the right way, I think it's a really cool thing. But do I think it's a potential just moneymaker ploy? Potentially, right? So,
Possibly, yeah.
I don't know. That's why I'm a little torn on it.
Right. And from, I believe what I saw a couple of days ago, I think like the second yesterday, I think they raised almost $100,000 for Dan Rivera's family from the T-shirt bundles or whatever. Which, yay! That's amazing. But now I want to see it proved to be given to the family.
Yeah. So again, I'm torn. I mean, like I said, I do like Matt Rife as far as what he could potentially do for the community, because you know, not only is he a huge celebrity, but he's also he loves the paranormal, being on Ghost Brothers and everything else. So do I think that it could be potentially good? Yeah, I do. But again, it has to be done the right way. You know, it cannot be done purely on the instinct of making money, you know, and raising the costs. That way we, you know, average investigators can't get in there and do this.
Right. Like, look at Sam and Colby buying 4. That price went from $350 to almost $1,000.
Yeah.
No,
and you look at Trans Allegheny. Trans Allegheny went up, but I mean, I get why they went up.
It's like $1,600 now for a Trans Allegheny. But
so we're gonna pay $1,700 for Old South and Harriman together, for 2 nights of investigating. You know, so again, I get why Trans Allegheny, because again, the massiveness of it, the expansiveness of it, the popularity. But again, it's like, you know, we already put a whole lot of money into what we do because we love it. And but I also understand the owners of said locations too, because taxes are going up, things like that are going up. Totally
everything's going so expensive now.
Yeah, but I will be going to Trans Allegheny at some point.
It's on my list, so maybe next year we'll go together and go to Trans Allegheny. But I would want to do 2 nights at Trans Allegheny, like one for the main building and then the second night for all the back buildings, because you don't get all of the buildings in one night. You get either the main building or the back buildings.
Yeah.
You don't get
that would be
that's what's stupid to me.
See, I got some friends they don't go to any location unless the location allows 2 nights. They only go places that'll do 2 nights, and they do a whole weekend, which was awesome when I used to go with them.
Right.
And, but yeah, 2 nights would definitely, because one night you can't cover everything, especially in some of these larger locations. And so yeah, Trans Allegheny is definitely on the bucket list. I was like, what?
Someone's phone went off.
Yeah, it was, but yeah, Trans Allegheny, I would definitely love to go there. As far as my thoughts with the Matt Rife thing, I mean, if I had the money just like I would buy a place. I mean, if they obviously had it up for sale, or they were concerned about Apparently, it was very quiet because nobody knew about it until
It happened.
Yeah.
So they were needing the money,
Right.
those taxes or whatever, and him being interested in the paranormal and connections, they were able to make it happen to save the house from going to like a realtor who would eventually possibly demolish it and make a damn neighborhood.
Right.
That seems to be the consensus now. Let's just demolish all the old houses, build new neighborhoods or parking lots.
Right.
Yeah,
and from what I understood of the whole situation, Dan had a big part of it. Like he kind of started this whole thing. So I don't know. I'm like, but yeah, it's like I want to see what really happens. Like,
as long as it's done for the right reasons, And I seen somebody with a comment about he don't want people going in there and trying to contact Ed and Lorraine and this, that, and the other. And what's the difference of that and going into any other hospital or abandoned building and contacting the spirits over there or homes?
Right.
There's no difference. So, felt like went off the deep end a little bit with that, but there's no difference doing it anywhere else. But if it's done for the right reasons, you got to make some money with that to pay the taxes, to keep the house maintenance up, to keep it from falling in, this, that, and the other. There's things it's got to be paid for to keep it running and keep access to it. So, like I said, I'm with David because celebrity buying it, but at the same time, you got the money to do it and can do it and preserve it and for the right reasons.
Right.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, what's your thoughts?
He doesn't even know.
I don't know. I think he's just out there to make that money. I mean, that's my opinion. He's just out there to make that money.
Yeah.
Well put, Brandon. Well put, brother.
That's right. For real.
Great. Summed it up right there.
Where can people find you guys?
I mean, I'm not going to sit there and dog him out and then turn around and eat my words. So right now, my opinion is just all about that money right now.
Right.
We haven't dogged him out. Nobody has dogged him out.
No, I ain't said. Other people out there.
Oh yeah,
you got. Quit thinking about yourself.
I've been getting some flack. I know he's been getting some flack, which that's going to happen with anybody and everybody. Everybody's got an opinion.
Yep.
You got some that like to shout it more than others, whether they're right or wrong. And so that's why we try to stay out of that drama.
Right.
We believe in what we believe, and we, have our thoughts and opinions, but we just turn the page and move on.
Absolutely. So where can people find you guys? I know you said TikTok. What other social media are there?
You can find James on the corner in Valdosta.
Oh my God.
Wearing a red dress and a wig.
Hey, I got to pay for ghost hunting equipment somehow.
Oh my God.
No, Cross the Line Paranormal on Facebook, Instagram. TikTok's our main, where we do most of it at. Facebook, I'm not real thrilled about anymore with their algorithm. And Instagram is about the same way. And so TikTok, YouTube is where we've been more putting our focus on everything. So as far as that, TikTok and YouTube be the main thing. But it's just simple Cross the Line Paranormal, easy to find.
Awesome. Well, there's
I
a bunch
agree,
of
Crystal.
people jumping in now. Adam's coming in. Ham Harris is coming in. Y'all need to come in a little earlier. We're about to hop off. Let's see here.
But and David, he's on TikTok as Warrior Paranormal and Warrior AF.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And Brandon's also. You're Sasquatch on TikTok, ain't you, Brandon?
Yeah, TikTok. I'm Sasquatch.
In real life, he's Sasquatch as well. So that's
Let me tell you, shorty.
I know, right?
But yeah, definitely. If anybody out there, especially for we put out content for the CLP stuff and all too, but we're really focusing more on the EVP project right now. So anyone out there, if you have veterans that you know that's never done paranormal or very little, because like I said, that's, you know, David, that's what we're saying. You know, we're looking for somebody who's, I guess, say a virgin to it, you know, but is very interested in it and has never done it, and you know, has PTSD and all that, you know, and that would possibly be interested. They can email us at crossthelineParanormal@gmail.com or message one of our social medias. But you can find the first episode on YouTube, Echoes Veteran Project, and it kind of gives you a rundown. It's about a 38-minute video, and it's of us investigating the Hamilton jail, but it's actually putting a little bit of David's story out there as the first one, kind of give you a glimpse of what we're trying to do and as far as helping veterans and taking them on this journey.
Awesome. So everyone go check it out. It's on the YouTube page, website. Go check it out. Leave comments, subscribe, go like them on Facebook and TikTok and everything, and show these boys some love. You can give love to Brandon and David. I don't know about James yet.
Mentally, I'm sick.
To me.
I'm just kidding.
Thank you guys for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys.
For having us. Always
Nice
a
to
good
meet
time.
you all.
I will
Yeah,
see you
nice
guys
to
at
meet
the
you too.
week on the battleship
Oh yeah.
in the spring.
Yes.
I'm trying to get Alicia to come with
Unfortunately,
me
yes.
to booze. We're trying to
She
get
should.
Oh, you
Alicia to
should.
come.
It's an awesome time.
Yeah.
It's an awesome time.
This year
Yeah,
is
for
going to
the
be
ones out
extremely different, and it's going to be fun.
Right?
So it's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of fun this year. So
Yeah, for the ones out there in the chat group and out there that's going to watch this later on, hopefully everybody get their tickets to Booze of the Battleship and see us there.
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
James better
and
have my
let's say-
sticker.
Yes, I'll make sure you get a
we'll
sticker.
mail you a sticker, Jenny.
You haven't done it
The
yet.
USPS exists.
You
It's
haven't
not
done
done
it
by
yet.
Pony Express anymore.
There is one restaurant you can go get that sticker if you want to peel it off the back of the sign.
Yep.
I'll send Jenny. Just hit me up. I'll send you a sticker. I got no issues with that. I know Jenny's kind of lackadaisical
David likes
with
me more than.
USPS.
See, David likes me. He'll send me a sticker. I told James to, and he said, no, you have to wait until Booze on the Battleship.
Stamps cost money.
What, 78 cents now?
Something like that. I mean, it's more than the
Something
sticker.
like
I'll tell you
that.
that.
Right?
Well, I was going to give you one personally and stick it to your forehead. Oh, God.
Yeah.
No, you would definitely get a sticker or two or three or five.
He's just going to give them all to me and be like, here, this is interest.
Post them out. Hand them out.
Well,
Every advertisement, every Aurora photo, you get a free sticker.
Oh, God. People be like, I don't know who this is. I'm like, there's some crazy.
Oh, they will. They'll know who we
They'll
are.
know. They'll
You'll
know.
know. Yeah.
They'll know.
So again, thank you guys for coming on. We'll have to get you back on after the new year, and have more conversations.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
Nice.
This is a blast.
Yes,
Yep.
thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a
Have a
good
good
night.
night.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.
So next Sunday we have Josh Hurd, who is the owner of Melbourne Manor, on. And then the following weekend, I want to say we have War Party Paranormal, which I'm super excited to have on as well. Yeah. So nope, I missed a whole week. Josh Hurd is on next weekend, and then it's Granddaughter Crow. Yeah. Granddaughter Crow. So we'll be talking about shamanism and the practices with that. And then we have War Party Paranormal that following week. And then Alicia has to find a guest for the 31st. And then we are all booked out until I think the end of November, early December at this point. So there's some crazy people coming on the show soon. I'm super excited.
I'm one of them.
What?
I'm one of the crazy people coming onto the show.
Well, duh. I meant guest wise. I meant guest wise, but okay. But if you didn't hear in the beginning, I will be at Scarefest. So if you plan on going to Scarefest, please find me. I will be walking around. I will be helping. Most likely, probably be sitting at Christopher and Philip Booth's table, or I might be at Stephen Tango's booth. I don't know yet. But if you find me, come and say hi, get a selfie with me. Maybe I'll have some Unturned Pages stickers in my pockets. Maybe. But I will be at Scarefest. Alicia will be at the Benton Historical Society Expo that same weekend. But I have some great events coming up. If you want to see any of the events that me or Alicia will be at, please go to Unturned Pages Facebook page. Thank you to our sponsors, Small Town Productions, Larry Eisler III, Breaking Fate Entertainment, Willie Atkins. There is going to be an announcement about a new event coming in 2026 in June. Yeah, I think it's June. In DeKalb, Illinois. I'm super excited. I'll be helping with that one. And then our other sponsors, Haunted Happy Hour, coffee. We all need coffee for these paranormal investigators, so please go out check out Haunted Happy Hour. And then Reaper Paranormal, they're a paranormal group out of Minnesota. And then we have Creepy Crates. Go get your Creepy Crate, find the mysteries that you are going to be given, and go support that small business as well. And we will see you guys back next Sunday, same time, same place. There might be a couple of announcements coming this week, hopefully, but I will have to talk to Alicia before that comes out. But we will see you guys all back here next Sunday. Have a good night.
Bye.